that didn't watch the letter A yesterday, what I'm doing is I'm doing relationship and dating topics from A to Z, and I have put them in this little bowl here, and I'm going to do as many as I can with no more than 2 minutes on each topic, and probably about 8 to 10 minutes. So let me get my little timer ready. It's time for relationships and dating from A to Z. The letter B. Go. All right. Ready? Let's see. Booty call. Booty call. Booty call, really what you need to know about booty calls is that you need to know it's a booty call. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're kind of into somebody and he really hasn't booked you for the weekend by Wednesday or Thursday, and like Friday or Saturday around like 10 o'clock you get a text, you got to know it's a booty call. And if that sounds fun to you, then go for it. But if what you're really looking for in that connection is more, then just say no thanks. You know, would love to have dinner next week. And then leave it up to him to, you know, take you on a proper date. There's nothing wrong with booty calls. There's nothing wrong with friends with benefits, but you really have to have all your, you know, files in the right folders, so to speak, and know what it's about. Because if you really try to turn a booty call situation into a relationship, it doesn't work very often. It just really doesn't. So I would say, I mean, I can't say that it's never happened in the history of humans, but it can sort of be the source of broken expectations, should we say, you know, sort of filling in the blanks in a way that isn't really real. So if you get a phone call 9, 10, 11 o'clock on a Friday or Saturday night and you're horny, go for it if that sounds like fun to you, but don't if that's, you know, not what you're wanting. So let's just be real. Okay, what is this? We're going to start over. Breakups. Ooh. Okay, that's like a whole thing in itself. Breakups, all of them suck. You know, the thing about breakups. Here, okay, what I want to say about there's so much to say that I'm literally speechless. When a breakup happens, it's always disappointing, right? You've sort of imagined that you were going to maybe continue to see this person. You might have even had future plans. There are broken expectations. There's a broken illusion of your future reality. So there's a lot to grieve. And sometimes even after dating somebody just a few weeks or months, that breakup can really be devastating because you kind of thought, oh, this was the one. But what often happens, what I want to say about breakups today is that what often happens is that we take that story and we globalize it to nobody wants anything serious, or, you know, dating is impossible, or he said he wanted a relationship and well, I guess he was just full of shit, or he said he wanted something serious and he didn't mean it, or you know, she turned out to be too emotional and all women are that way, or something. So taking the relationship and the pain from that relationship, from that breakup, excuse me, and globalizing it is the reason that you take the pain from the relationship and you drag that energy into the next one. So the more that you can stay in, stop that, timer done. The more that you can stay present, stay concrete and present about what this relationship was and what did work, what didn't work, and you know what you would like the next time. But give yourself some time to be disappointed, you know? Banter. I noticed that somebody put below this, banter is verbal foreplay. And if that is true, then you are probably with the right partner, because if banter turns into hurt feelings a lot, then that person might not get your sense of humor. So, but truly, like, intellectual banter is so important to many people because it's playful. It's part of the playfulness and the that we crave in a relationship. That we've got plenty of seriousness and goals and responsibility, right, in life, and so we crave in our love relationships a little more playfulness and softness and fluidity, and banter brings that to the table for a lot of people. So yeah, so if you're like kind of just starting to see somebody and there's like no banter and it's impossible, that frustration is not going to go away for you. Sorry. Benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm doing. Benefit of the doubt. This is what I generally refer to as trusting each other's intent. If someone steps on your toe, imagine somebody stepping on your toe, and you say, and they say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," and you say, "Well, of course, no problem," right? Because you know that they did not step on your toe intentionally. Okay, but if they stepped on your toe, and they said, "Oh gosh, I'm so sorry," and you said, "How could you do that? Why would you do that? Why were you not even looking this way? Like you were completely careless, and you really don't care about me, and you don't care about my foot, and now it really hurts," right? And then later on, you're like, my foot still hurts. Then you're not even taking responsibility or ownership of your own pain. So benefit of the doubt is so important, like from the beginning of your interactions and your relating. Because if you can't trust somebody's intent, if you do actually feel like they're not interested in your greater good, then you probably should stop being in relationship with them. But if you know that this person is a good person, you like their character, and that's why you're dating them, then when they hurt you, and they will, because we all do stupid shit in relationships, we just do, then the first step is, I'm going to trust your intent, right? So again, like I talked about in letter A, you want to go for the concrete. Like, I noticed that you didn't text me all day. I imagine it's because you were busy, or I imagine it's because you were mad at me. Is that true? Or I imagine it's because you're busy, but when that happens, it makes me feel like you're mad at me. Is there any truth to that? So start with something concrete, right? So trusting each other's intent, giving each other the benefit of the doubt. That's what that means, right? You're saying, I trust that you have good character and that you don't want to hurt me. Because if you don't, then why are you in the relationship? So, okay. Next, boundaries. Boundaries. God, this is a word that just gets thrown around so much. Boundaries are, there's a difference between a boundary and a brick wall, okay? And I'm thinking about dating, right? Boundaries are really important when you're first getting to know someone, because you really don't know if that person is safe for you emotionally. You really, like, we tend to rush, because if you have sex with somebody, you have this physical intimacy that is gives you the illusion of an emotional intimacy that isn't really real. And so you don't really know what makes them tick and who and how they are in the world. So your boundaries are really going to be important, and you start teaching somebody how to treat you from the very beginning. So, but there is a way to lovingly set boundaries. There is a way to, when the person does something that crosses your boundary, is to say, again, so this was what I experienced, okay? And for me, that's kind of out of my comfort zone. What I would really prefer in a perfect world, this is how that would have gone. And so getting into, again, like what I really try to help people avoid is going into like character assassination with people. So boundaries, okay. And butt play. So for those of you that were bummed that ass play didn't show up, butt play's here. Always ask, never assume, and don't assume reciprocity. How about that? Okay. Balls. Don't ignore them. Oh my God. Blowjobs. They're all 3 in a row. Okay, well, blowjobs, I think oral sex in general is kind of an issue for in relationships. There's a desire, like a genuine desire that comes through in that act of intimacy. And I think we have a lot of discomfort in talking about it. There is this idea that that a blowjob is just sort of like a disrespectful service or something. Like there's something in that. And so that's there's a few things that can help you be more comfortable with them. One, asking, both, let's see, how do I say this, comfortable for the person receiving it in being able to ask for what they want. So, okay, so for the person giving it, if you want to be more comfortable, one is communication in just saying like, show me what you like or tell me what you like, right? Because a lot of it is confidence, right? A lot of that discomfort is confidence in wondering if you're even doing it right. And, again, going back to boundaries, that might be something that you consider more intimate than other things. And so it's important to express that in the sense of, it's not that I don't find you attractive in that way or care about you in that way, but I don't, that's something that it takes me a little while to get to or whatever. And that's with any sexual act. Like you want to be able to express that boundary. You can also say, I'm just a little bit nervous because I don't really know if I'm doing it right. As soon as you name the emotion around it, then you can deal with it, but you can't deal with what you don't acknowledge. So there you go. Beliefs. Okay. Oh God, beliefs. This is interesting because if you have different beliefs, let's say religious beliefs or beliefs in how to raise children, beliefs in how to handle money, beliefs about how the world works, really, like, here's the thing, because authenticity, which we talked about yesterday a little bit, is so important in a relationship. If your beliefs are different in a way that makes it so that you can't be fully authentic, then you might love the hell out of that person, but they might not be your life partner. And those are two different things. And that's always like back to breakups. That's the hardest breakup, right? I love you, but you're not my life partner. It's brutal. I got that letter once. It was rough. So if you have differing beliefs, it's really important to look at, does the difference in our belief system affect my ability to be fully authentic in the relationship? Does it affect my ability to let that person be fully authentic? And does it also potentially affect our ability to be on each other's side? And if it does, that is going to be a chronic disagreement, fight, conflict, struggle, right? So that's what I have to say about beliefs. One more. Boobs. That's for Gary. Boobs. All right. Boobs are great, and they're all different, and they're like snowflakes, so don't worry about yours, okay? They're fabulous. Bad breath. God, there's got to be a way in the world that we can tell each other this. Can we just come up with like some loving way to tell each other this? I mean, if you're in a relationship, absolutely say something, because just I would just say like, you need to brush your teeth, and because I want to kiss you. So, I'm always grateful if somebody tells me I got something in my teeth or I got bad breath or whatever. So, boredom. Yeah, boredom's a problem, right? Now, what a lot of people say, what you say to your kids if they're bored, you're like, well, then you must be boring. So take a look at it. Are you bored? Is your partner bored? Are you boring? Why are you boring? And again, this comes back to the playfulness thing. Like, we get into relationships for joy. We're not like, yes, there's a certain amount of like, survival and family, and there's a lot of reasons that we make those commitments to be a life partner with somebody, but ultimately it's just where we've evolved to in relationship. We are in relationship for joy. Now, we can't put all of that on our partner, but If you're bored, then you got to have the hard conversation. You really have nothing to lose, because I promise you, if you're bored too long, you're leaving. So you might as well have that conversation before the resentment starts, because boredom is going to lead to resentment. It's going to lead to feeling trapped, and then you're not joyful and you're not expansive in your relationship. And that's what puts an expiration date on your relationship. So yeah, that's what I would say about boredom. So there you go. All right, well, that is the letter B. I will see you tomorrow for letter C. Oh, it's going to be a good one. You kids, you crazy kids.